Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In this video I'd like to take a look at the USE minis over the last couple of days, which has been November 27th and 28th. I'll be using the new beta version of MTPredictor 7.5 that we are testing here at the moment, and to show you these setups. So let's have a look on the ES to start with. This was yesterday. You can see the market gapped down, went down a bit, then rallied basically for the rest of the day. This setup here, if I zoom in a bit, was against a blue STF, so a sell against an uptrend here would have been a setup you'd have avoided. The only trades that standard traders would have been looking at yesterday would have been these ones here. You can see they're marked by our history triangles. We placed these on the chart when a trade setup would have been filled and then would have been stopped out. So it gives you an idea of trades that would have been filled and stopped out from -1 hour loss. So there would have been two -1 hour losses here. However, now let's look at this as an advanced trader does. So rather than using the STF color, what we teach is we teach traders to move beyond indicators, because as we know all indicators are lagging, and use our leading tools of our DPs that are on the higher time frame. In other words, we give advanced warning of support and resistance areas. So bear in mind these were two sell setups coming in here at approximately 10:30 and 10:48 New York time. So now if we move over to the 15-minute chart, can you see how, actually I'll take this decision point off so you can see how we placed it on the chart. What we did was went back to the last swing into the high. This was the last major high. This was the last swing into the high, so I took the DP off here, as easy as that, extended it across a bit, and as you can see yesterday the market gapped down, went down into this level, then snapped back again on the 15-minute chart. So this was providing support. So when our setups came in, which were around about here, they were actually after the market had rallied off support. So in other words, this DP zone projected in advance, again these are on the chart before the market even gets there, so they're leading indicators, indicated that the larger degree trend on the ES was up. So if the larger degree trend was up, then if you're trading on the short-term chart, you should be very wary about sell setups. And this is what we were discussing in our trading webinar yesterday. A couple of clients were asking this question, and we were suggesting that the market was set to rally, mainly because of the 15-minute support. That was yesterday. So one market I'd like to look at from the day before, which was the 27th, was the NQ. If I go over to the 15-minute chart, because that's what we start with, you can see here's our 15-minute support from yesterday on our DP that also nailed the low there and actually helped engage the large degree trend to be up. But what I want to look at is how this DP here, again I'll take this off the chart to show you how we place it on before the market gets there. So after this swing is complete, we then place this decision point on. There it is. So as the market is rallying up into this area, which was at about 12:45, this is on the 27th, 12:45 in the morning, you knew it was going up into a larger degree resistance. It actually created an automatic sell setup there, but that would have been created after the 15-minute bar had closed. But the point being is on the NQ, this is going up into about 12:45, we knew we were going up into 15-minute resistance. So now if we look at the NQ chart from yesterday, not yesterday, from Tuesday, you can see that this is how the market was rallying up. Earlier on in the day there would have been a -1 hour loss there and a -1 hour loss there as the market rallied. You can see STF was black, so for the sake of clarity, -1, -1. Then for the automatic setups, blue STF, there would have been another automatic trade setup here that would have been plus 2.3 R. So again, a great example of position sizing that just on these three automatic setups, -1, -1, plus 2.3. So one trade there would have put you back into profit, or at the very least have actually cancelled out these two losses, so put you break even so far. But the trade I want to look at is the one coming up into this high. In fact, actually, if I change this to a 15-minute chart, then I'll put this DP on. You can see this even more easily. There it is. Now if I go back to the 3-minute chart, that DP will be on the chart there ready for us. There it is. So this is what I mean, is that as the market here was rallying up, it got into this 15-minute resistance. You knew this was on your chart there already. So even though the STF is blue, because this was at 15-minute resistance, the more experienced traders among you could have then decided to take this automatic DP sell. If I put the analysis on, this caught the very high of the day on the NQ on Tuesday. Market came down into at least 4.2R for your initial target. So a very, very good trade. For the more advanced users among you, if I just take the analysis off, if I do the Elliott waves here, you can see this was also a lovely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the high at the minimum wave 5 WPT. So there were 3 reasons here for this particular taking this particular sell setup. First of all, it was at larger degree 15-minute resistance. Again, this was on your chart in advance. So as the market was rallying up here, you knew that that area was on the chart in advance. The market went up there in a perfect 5-wave sequence. 5-wave sequences are trend termination sequences. Therefore, you knew odds on that the market was in the last leg and likely to make a high. So when this setup came in here, you were then perfectly it's a perfectly valid setup for the the advanced traders among you to then take this sell setup and the result a nice plus 4.2R. And as such, you would have been selling the very high of the day. And that was quite nice actually, because on Monday, if you look at the video I did before this, you'll see that on the YM we actually managed to catch and buy the very low of the day, and here on Tuesday we managed to catch and sell the very high of the day on the NQ. So it's always a nice feeling when you can do that. So after a couple of days where we've had some very good trade setups on the YM on Monday and on the NQ on this particular one on Tuesday, it was no surprise at all that when we come into yesterday, it was a harder day, and as such the market gave us very few trade setups. Remember, these sell setups here against a blue STF, but more importantly against a rally off this 15-minute decision point support here. So they were against the 15-minute trend. So a couple of good days for MTPredictor. Monday and Tuesday, a quieter day yesterday, but then that's the cyclical nature of trading, where the good days, bad days and quiet days tend to go around in rotation. So it should be no surprise at all that it was actually a quiet day yesterday for the MTPredictor traders. But I say, as that comes on the back of being able to buy the very low or buy the low bar of the day on Monday for the YM and being able to sell off the bar of the high of the day on the NQ yesterday, which is always a very nice feeling.